There's nothing like some mint and lemon detox water to feel refreshing. Hello everybody. Okay, the other day, oh my god, my bottle just fell. What the hell? My tip number. Wow, what was that? Hello everybody. The other day, one of you guys buzzed me on Instagram asking for tips on how I keep my kitchen so spick and span. And while I was replying to you guys, I kind of realized that, you know, as strange as it could be to make this video, a lot of you might find it helpful. So here I am, completely out of my depths. I mean, I say that because I have never done a video like this ever before. But yeah, thank you for noticing that my kitchen is clean, and I do have a regime that I follow to make sure that my kitchen stays that way. So yeah, if you want to know what it is, then continue watching. So my tip number one is to always have a plate or a dustbin handy. I don't have a dustbin in my kitchen because I feel like it kind of encourages a lot of bugs and cockroaches, you know, just in case my dustbin guy kind of decides to bunk a day and then the dustbin, which is full of, you know, garbage, stays put in the kitchen. I do make sure to keep a plate on my counter, especially when I'm chopping something or peeling something, and I put all the garbage in it. This not only makes sure that my counter stays clean, but it also in a way prevents anything from spilling over to your floor. Once I'm done with it, I immediately take this plate out and throw it into my dustbin. My tip number two is don't put it off, but immediately wash off your peelers or graters, knives, and your chopping board, whatever you've used for prepping. You know what, if you're using a wooden chopping board like me, it kind of prevents any bacterial growth, you know, because you've gotten rid of the food immediately. Just saying. Next thing that I do as I am cooking my breakfast, lunch or dinner, I also make it a point to put back whatever ingredient I've taken off my counter. Like especially if I take mustard seeds to make that tempering, I just immediately put it back. If I add salt to my food, I immediately put it back in its assigned place. So that way my countertop stays clean, and even if any food, you know, explodes from the pan, it does not spill over the bottles of all my spices, and that does not get dirty. And yeah, I just don't have a whole load of cleaning up. It's just being extra cautious. Tip number 4 is to, once you've had all the food that you wanted to eat, if you have any leftover, just gently scoop it up, just pack it into a box and put it in the refrigerator, especially if you're going out and if you're not going to stay at home, or you know, just transfer it into a mini container and assign that a place in your house until you're ready to be eating it again. And this also makes sure that it does not attract a lot of you know what they call those fruit flies, the tiny little ones. I mean, here in India those are abundant, and if you have any bit of food lying anywhere in your kitchen, those things kind of make a dive for it. So this is my strategy to make sure that they stay well out of my kitchen. Tip number 5 is to clean off all the pots and pans that you've used to make your breakfast, and the spoons, the bowls you've used, and your plate. For me to wash off all the vessels that I use in the morning does not take longer than 7 minutes, and I don't mind using 7 minutes in the morning than to have all the vessels lying in the sink attracting cockroaches and God knows what not. And one of the drawbacks of procrastinating is the fact that your sink kind of accumulates more and more vessels, and when you have to wash, you just have a mound of vessels on your sink, which is neither attractive, but it also is a lot more time consuming, and it kind of makes you feel like, oh man, I can't believe I have to do dishes. But if you do it as and when you are done using a certain utensil, it just means that you have very less washing to do and the washing gets over very fast. Tip number 6 is to put all the washed dishes back in its place. As soon as my washing is done, I just grab a tea towel and just wipe all the utensils free from its water. And I do this because if you put damp and dripping utensils back in the cabinets, well, I have been told that they attract cockroaches, and I'm very proud to say that there has not been a single sighting of cockroach in my kitchen. So yeah, I just make sure to wipe everything clean, make sure it's not moist and it's completely dry before putting it into its destined space in the cabinet. Next thing that I do is kind of mist my stove with a diluted vinegar solution. It's just water and vinegar, and for daily cleaning I feel like this is just the best. So I just mist it, and using a very old t-shirt I just give it a wipe. Of course you can use a microfiber cloth, but you know what? Waste not, want not. Why would you want to invest or spend on a microfiber cloth, especially if you have old t-shirt that you don't want to wear anymore? It's cotton, it absorbs most of the moisture. Well, it's not a bad idea to reuse. So this is my way of recycling and reusing, I guess. I also give my countertop a good wipe and my refrigerator a good wipe, because I tend to reach to my refrigerator and then yeah, that leaves a lot of fingerprints. Nobody is a fan of fingerprints, you know, especially if they can look greasy. That's just bad. And if you're someone who uses microwave oven, then now is also a good time to just generally clean your microwave. And also if there's any spillage, you know, wait for your microwave to cool down a little bit and clean it immediately. That way you don't have to, you know, scrub a lot later. My last tip is to, of course, mop your kitchen floor. As much as I do all these steps to make sure I don't spill anything, I must admit I am a messy cook. Sometimes I find that there are little flecks of mustard seeds all over my floor, and just to make sure I don't walk on them and carry it throughout my house, I kind of just generally broom my kitchen floor and make sure it is spick and span. Before I end this video, I will give you guys a little bonus tip. Even though this is not something that I do on a daily basis, what I do is kind of recycle or reuse old newspapers by simply folding them and adding them on top of the kitchen shelves that I have. So this way it does not collect dust, but secondly, even if anything spills, you know, it is the newspaper that's going to get the worst of it. And what I do is every week or once in 15 days when I do a deep clean of my kitchen, I just simply take this paper out, throw it in the dustbin and add a new sheet. But that way everything stays clean, and even if you have to wipe down the tops of these shelves, they're not greasy or the dust accumulation is way less. So yeah, with that I think I have rambled on quite a lot. I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, comment down below and let me know if you have a better tip, you know, to make sure that the kitchen stays clean. And if you're finding me for the first time, then please subscribe. I would be so over the moon if you also hit the bell button, you know. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Love you. Oh my god, with my bottle I'm not able to make a heart, but anyway, you guys get what I'm doing. Bye.